Well Studio, we welcome now Representative Robert Johnson, a member of the Mississippi House of Representatives, serves as the minority leader, represents District 94, Adams, Franklin, and Jefferson counties, and serves as the vice chair of the House State Affairs Committee. Representative Johnson, thanks for calling in and joining the program. I know it was a short notice, sir, and I know you guys are very busy down there. Really appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you. All right.
Okay,
So
good.
you guys have been in a special session. You've been deliberating this new possible EV battery factory to be located in Marshall County, Mississippi. There is an incentive package that was crafted by the Mississippi Development Authority and those involved in the economic development in the county. And that is being deliberated by the House, by the Senate. You've got some appropriations to approve there. And then, of course, you've got just the rest of the terms and conditions of the package to take up, I guess, later on this afternoon. I caught your interview yesterday with a local news outlet, and you expressed some concerns and even offered a couple amendments to the House bill. Tell us what you think about this project and what your reservations are.
Well, Gerard, first I want to address, you said we're deliberating the bill. That word's a little strong. There's not been much deliberation.
Okay.
I'm showing, this is the bill, a 200-page bill that we got this morning. The chairman spoke about it briefly, and we're still reading it. I'm still reading the bill. But I want to applaud the Department of Development Authority, Mississippi Development Authority, and the governor for finding and making sure that we can secure these kind of opportunities for the state of Mississippi. You do know that my reservation and my only complaint is that I live on the river. My district, borders the river. We have Highway 61, Highway 84 coming in and out. We got rail lines going east to west. We have an airport that you can land a 747 into that airport. My only point is, and we have Alcorn State University, Copiah Lincoln College. We have the trained workforce, the educational institution, and I'm just using Natchez in Adams County as an example. And we thought about it. We looked at it. I think it's been almost 20 years. I think we did a package for Baxter Pharmaceutical in the Delta that we've had any real economic development on that stretch. So I'll continue to say that, to quote the governor, he's a governor for all Mississippi. I would like to see economic development for all Mississippi. But other than that, other than the fact that, we haven't had a chance to go through the bill, and we have to trust that MDA and all the information that the governor's office has given us is exactly, we're voting on the right thing. Other than that, we applaud the idea that it's happening.
Okay, so HB 5001, that's the measure, I believe, that incorporates the appropriations. That's passed. Is that correct?
That's passed. Yeah, that's passed, and the Ways and Means bill has passed.
Okay.
House
so
Bill
what
1.
What remains?
There. I think there is a couple of. I think we have 1 to 2. No, I take that back. The appropriations bill. Yeah, both of the appropriations bills are passed. So we're just waiting on the Senate. The House has finished its business.
Okay, all right.
So we passed the Ways and Means bill and the accompanying appropriation bills.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So overall, you feel like this is a good project. I know you offered a couple of amendments. One of those was a requirement that the company staff be represented 70% by Mississippi residents of their hiring plans. That was one. And then you wanted them to make an investment in the community. I didn't really dig into the details of the amendment, Representative Johnson. Both of those did not pass. But tell us what your rationale is for that. What's going on there?
Well, the lightest one I'll take first. The community one was born out of the same requirement we made of casinos in 1990. Just worried that there would be a lot of money that the state was investing and a lot of money that we were putting into these people would be spending at these casinos. We just wanted to make sure that we were encouraging them to be good community partners. We were doing that here. Now, those kind of issue by itself may be taken care of in a bill somewhere. But out of an abundance of caution, I offered the amendment because I hadn't had a chance to go through the whole 200 pages to make sure the things I was concerned about were covered in that bill. But on the 70%, requiring that at least 70% of the employees be Mississippi residents, given the proximity to the Tennessee border, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get caught up into people driving down to work in Mississippi and taking that income and the revenue associated with it back to Tennessee before we would make a priority of making sure that money stayed here. And I didn't make this amendment lightly. I looked at the area. You have a really, Marshall County has not quite 4,000 people, but you have DeSoto County right next to it and all the counties around it. We have a very voluminous trained workforce in that area. And I just want to make sure we take advantage of it and get it done. That's all. Okay. And I would venture to say I would offer that amendment going forward on just about. I wouldn't be as concerned if there were if we were creating jobs in the interior, but these are when it's on the border, even like we were on the Alabama border in the Lowndes County project last year. I think that's something we should be concerned about.
Okay. So let's go back to your concern and your just I guess exposing the idea that the western part of the state, and that would include the district that you represent along the river there in Natchez, is really not been the beneficiary of a lot of capital investment and economic projects, large economic development projects. You mentioned the Baxter project from some time ago. What do you think we should be doing, Representative Johnson, to stimulate economic investment in that part of the state?
Well, every time I talk to people, they always say, well, make sure you got a good economic development department, and maybe you should look at encouraging people to have regional economic development departments on the local level to make sure that they're doing a better job. But my argument is we fund the Mississippi Development Authority at a pretty elaborate, pretty high rate. And we fund them to trust that they'll help recruit industry for the whole state. And so if it all just depended on whatever your local economic development authority is doing, and we don't need a Mississippi Development Authority. And so my argument is that you have to be purposeful. You have to say, look, I'm going out and try to recruit industry for the Delta. I'm looking to see what do they have to offer. What industry would be interested, or it makes a difference to them to be on the river, or what industry wants to be in close proximity to Louisiana or Arkansas. Whatever it takes to say, I want to make sure that I'm looking to do some development in that area. Look, just like we exist in the United States, and somebody is saying that industries make that choice. Well, there's something we're doing to attract industry to the state of Mississippi. And so inside the state, we can do whatever we need to do to make sure we attract industry to those areas we hadn't attracted industry to. And so it also is compelling and important to me because I think everything, all our problems, whether it be poverty, crime prevention, growth, it all starts with creating or having opportunities in your area, jobs that your children would want to stay and work in that area. They don't leave because they can't get a good paying job. So, I think it starts there. So I just think you have to be purposeful and decide we're going to concentrate on making sure we get industries in this area. So I think that's all it takes. You have to decide that's where we're going to make something happen.
I just wonder, to your point, and I'm certainly not trying to be critical of MDA or economic developers, but if maybe we need a proactive approach as opposed to a reactive approach. It just kind of feels like that.
You know what, Gerard, you said it better. I couldn't. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's something I think we should be talking about, thinking about. I think we should honestly be promoting the state of Mississippi. I think a lot of good things are going on here, and a lot of, as you well know, a lot of positive changes have occurred in our state. But I don't think the country and the world know about it, if you know what I'm saying. I just feel like that we ought to be shouting that from the mountaintop, that we're open for business. We're not what you think we are. I think there's a negative perception that's really inaccurate. And I think we can overcome that with some, just some smart promotion.
I think you're right, Gerard. I really do. It is kind of tiresome that the only time anybody outside of Mississippi wants to talk about Mississippi is they want to anything that reinforces some long ago stereotype that they had about the state. That's the only time anybody wants to say anything.
Right.
And there are a lot of positive things happening here. We are a beautiful state, got wonderful people, really smart people. I just want them to stay. I don't want to lose them to other states. And so we need to create more opportunities here. And I want to say one more thing about this special session.
Got to go pretty quick.
Okay, look, a special session within a session I think is unnecessary. I think just instruct us to put this on a fast track and let us do our job. We don't need the governor to begin legislating by having special sessions during our session.
Okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate you joining us as always, Representative Robert Johnson. We'll talk soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Coming right back.